Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so what you're actually going to be looking at in your write-up is a way of representing all of your information that you collected in a nice and neat way of presentation. Sorry, I'm trying to think of a few things at once here. So when you go to write up your report, the first thing that you actually want to look at is a title. It doesn't need to be catchy, but it does need to be clear and concise. We'll go into that later. You'll have an intro. I'm just going to change that. Sorry. You'll have an introduction. You'll have an aim. You'll then be writing up a method, followed by a results section, and that's where you have all of your cool information. When you have the results, you can have a discussion, which is also very important, followed by a conclusion, which is a summary, and we'll go into all of these in another lecture, and of course references. Alright, the part that I now want you to focus on is actually this. This is what is going to become the crux of every bit of work that you do right here. Alright? When you go away and write up all your work, you want to focus on your figures the most. When you write a journal article in future, if it comes to that, this is how to do it. So you start with results. What you really want to spend your time on is making sure that each thing that you present is clear and concise. Okay? So, for example, you may have a few graphs. You may first start with a table which outlines different places and then compares what it is that you went and collected. Okay? After that, you're going to want table 1. After that, you're going to want a graph which shows something, changing or compares prices, etc., etc., etc. Right? And of course, always remember to label all of your information, followed by maybe possibly another graph which maybe shows a larger summary, and of course, you want to call this figure 1 and give it some information, and then you want to call this figure 2 and have some information. My suggestion is that when you go and do your work, this is what you spend your time putting together. Like, spend heaps of time on this. Once you've put this together, the rest of your whole write-up falls into place, because you know what your story is. You know exactly what it is that you studied. You know the results. You know how it worked out. You know what it is that you want to say. You know the problems associated. And from there on in, effectively, the rest falls into place. Now you know what you need to introduce your reader to, what are key topics and main points. You know you can just write down a basic aim. Method, you've already got written down somewhere, so you just effectively put it in, make sure it's nice and clear. Your discussion, now that you've added all of your figures into the results section, your discussion should effectively just explain what each of those figures is about and tables is about. Conclusion sort of falls into place, as do the references. And the references are especially critical in here, in the introduction, and in the discussion, because this is where you introduce the information of what is known and what's not. Here you show if you've got consistent results or if you disagree. Okay? Sweet as. So, what I would suggest when you go away, when you collect your results, spend most of your time putting this together, right here, all of these graphs. Once you've got them, the rest of the report will just fall into place. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thought I'd just let you know that. Cheers. Take it easy.